Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in British Columbia, Canada. I hope everybody is having an awesome Saturday so far. I hope you're looking forward to a superb weekend. In this class, we are focusing on IELTS speaking part 3, the last part of the speaking section in the exam. We are targeting that band 9 level response and focusing on the topic of the learning environment. This is a continuation of the previous class. We just had a class and 30 minutes ago, and that was speaking part 2 cue card about a good place for learning. If you missed that class, not a big deal. Each of the speaking parts are kind of standalone. We do make connections between speaking part 3 and speaking part 2 concepts. However, if you missed that last class, no need to worry, because I'm sure that you will have clarity soon enough. Chen Chang, welcome to the class. Yes, Chen Chang, course-related questions. If they're related to this particular class, sure. If not, send me an email. I'll show you what my email address is. It's adrian@aehelp.com. If anybody has questions, especially if they're not really related to this class topic, then the best is to send an email. You can also contact us, Chen, through the website as well by clicking the contact button. So this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com. That's for academic IELTS success. This is the student account in aehelp.com. The homepage looks like this, and you can click this big red button to join our premium IELTS package. I think maybe Chen Chang is one of our premium IELTS users. We're an IELTS Test Registration Center certified agents, and then you have this My Student account. And Chen's, you're saying, oh, you already sent the email. That's fine. I will definitely reply. Maximum 48 hours, Chen. If we don't reply in 48 hours, please let us know. Usually it's less than that, less than 24. And then in your My Student account, you have this contact us button here that's kind of just straight above my head there. So you can click on that and then send us a message that way as well. General IELTS green background, click that big red button to join the premium package. By the way, students, we just released an awesome new video. Really is great. I'm not just saying that. I really do think it's our best video so far for YouTube. And in that video, you will see a code to help you learn for your IELTS. It's Ultimate 9 for a 25% discount. Ultimate 9. That's coming from our latest video release, and that release is a video with a candidate from India who just does an absolutely fantastic job. This is the video here on YouTube. It's called IELTS Speaking Perfect Band 9 India, with full interview strategy and tips. And then you will see this.
Welcome to the speaking
here
section of the IELTS exam.
And she
My
just
name is
does
Adrian.
like a really awesome job.
You can part of the test.
When you
I'm
go
recording
to
this
part
for
3 in the
clerical
lesson,
purposes. This is candidate number 95.
You're going to see the part 3 interview,
that time.
and then each of the interview parts. So there's, I'm not like just pushing this on you, but there's a reason for why I'm showing you this video. So
Let's talk about first
Jaleel
impressions.
is answering some part
What
2
should a person
questions
pay
really
attention
nicely, and
to
this
when
is
meeting
what
an
we're
important
doing
individual
today.
like a teacher or a boss for the first time?
So you can probably hear the audio going there as well. So this is what we're looking at today. And then after the part 3 interview, you're going to see a lesson. Okay. And of course, you'll probably see some ads as well. But you're going to see a lesson as well that explains why she gets a band 9. So let me see if we can, there we go. So what is needed for a band 9 in part 3? And of course, band 9 part 3, you're focusing on coherence, fluency, grammar. We're going to be doing that in this class, and pronunciation as well. Okay, so you have to have great results for all of those. And you have to give clear, concise, complete answers, explanations, and examples, okay? So check out that video. It's really cool. Lots of learning. I guarantee you will love it, okay? All right. Shouldn't be any video sound now. Okay, so let's jump back to our syllabus here. Back to the target of the lesson. Students, again, no more live classes on Wednesdays, but we have longer classes Thursday to Saturday. So this is a 90-minute class. You will have lots of chances to practice your speaking part 3 in this class. And as we promised, more HD videos, starting with the one that we just released from with Jaleel. Okay. Okay, Viney says, I just watched it a few minutes ago. That's awesome, Viney. I hope you liked it. Okay. All right. And then, so after today's class, there's no classes 10th to the 13th. That's our usual schedule now. And then 14th, 15th, 16th. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, lots of classes, live classes, and more HD videos. Okay. All right. IELTS speaking part 3 questions. These are specific. They are on the topic of part 2. Part 2, the class that we just had, it was talk about a good place for learning. Good place for learning. And our answer was a study center at college. Okay. So the examiner will say, as I did in the previous class, your time is up. Please stop there. Put the note paper to the side. And now we will continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to your response and some questions connected to this topic. And then they'll introduce the concept here. So let's talk about educational establishments. And this is where you want to remember your various ideas that you had for part 2 and the different places where you can learn. And Bharat, one of our volunteers last class, cleverly said there are several places for learning. Now, for part 2, you want to be specific. For part 3, you want to remember all of those different ideas. So universities, colleges, vocational schools, training centers, library. Okay, lots of place for educational establishments. And then the examiner has questions that kind of look like this. They're often in sets of 2 because they have connected or related questions, okay? So here, what are some places where people get formal education, okay? Give me a nice full sentence answer. Write your answer in the chat. I'll take a look at it. I'll give you some feedback. So we'll look at the first couple of questions to think of some strategies and some important points to get those band 9 marks. And then we're going to do lots of volunteering in this class, okay? All right. So what are some places where people can get formal education, okay? All right. So there's my answer. Okay. Answer, explanation, and example. Make sure, everyone, that you're speaking and you're repeating in this class. Okay. So speak and repeat. It's very, very important to practice your speaking, not just your listening skills. So speak and repeat. Okay. I'm going to say this question and answer. Copy me. I'll give you a chance to repeat after. So here we go. What are some places where people get formal education? The most common establishments that provide professional training to learners are public and private schools. Post-secondary institutions such as universities and colleges, as well as some official government training centers. They are all certified and provide top-notch learning, such as the University of Victoria, where I had graduated from back in 2005. Answer, explanation, example. Maria says formal education is being offered by state and private schools, as well as universities. Okay. That's a bit more natural, Maria, in that way. Okay. Full sentence answers, Amrit. Amu says the most common institutions where people receive structured and certified education are public schools and universities, where they learn in classrooms from trained teachers and professionally. Okay, yeah. Amu, really nice paraphrasing. Well done. Simran says, I think there are numerous places where people can get formal education, like school, colleges, universities, private and government training centers. I've graduated from a well-known university in my country. Okay, Simran, be more specific. Don't say for example. All right, nice example, Amu. Rashika says there are several venues people can get formal education, such as schools, universities, and vocational training centers. That center provides knowledge for people to get jobs. Yeah, very good. Okay, nice. Well done. All right. Follow-up question, and no surprise, follow-up questions are often the opposite, right? So here, the follow-up question is, where can people gain informal education? Okay, so where can people gain informal education? So there we go. Give me a nice full sentence answer. So again, repeat after me. Remember, students, this is speaking, lots of repetition, good fluency, be quick. Okay, here we go. Repeat after me. 3, 2, 1. Where can people gain informal education? Individuals acquire casual learning in most aspects of life, such as from friends, family, social media, and novels. Various types of communication and social behaviors are learned by interacting with the people closest, such as honesty and hard work. I learned these traits from my parents growing up in an informal context. Okay. Let's see what you have come up with. Amu says there are numerous places, both virtual and physical, where people can acquire skills without the pressure of professors or examinations, such as YouTube and learning apps like Baiju. Very nice, Amu. I love the creativity. I love the correlative conjunction, Amu, with the both virtual and physical locations for casual learning. Yeah, very good. Absolutely. Yeah, very nice. Rashika says people can gain informal education through elders who are more experienced in society, as well as peers and parents when they suffer from challenging parts of life, such as choosing a university. I don't know if I would say suffer, Rashika. I would instead say when they have challenges in life, such as choosing a university. So don't overcomplicate. Okay. Maria says informal education can be received from learning centers, from certified trainers, public speakers, and well-known CEOs who share their knowledge and expertise with individuals in order to provide useful information with the latest updates. Maria, don't use the word you. Stay away from the word you. That's where mistakes and problems begin to happen, okay? So no you. Pachu says, well, people get informal education in training centers like cooking, driving, repairing equipment. They are given information for having a good quality of life. Pachu, I don't know if I agree with you. Careful with that. It sounds like you don't understand the question. However, I think you do understand the question, but you're giving me an answer that makes me, the listener, confused. Like driving school? Driving school is formal education. If you have a driving school, that's certified. It would be very scary to go to a driving school where they give you casual information. Like, yeah, it's a good idea to stop at a red light. I mean, it could be dangerous if you don't. No, it's like driving school, formal education, red light means stop. If you don't stop, you will get fined. You can die, right? So very formal. Driving school is very formal education. God forbid that would be informal education. So be really careful, okay? Informal education, not driving school. Yeah, cooking class, some YouTube training videos, sure. But driving school? Okay, Ken Russell says individuals can get their vocational or casual training from families that have technical know-how and friends, especially hands-on workers, some government institutions that provide basic certifications. Yeah, it's careful with that, Ken. So Ken, it's a good answer except for the end. Any place that provides certification is probably formal education. If they are giving you certification without formal education, it's kind of shady. It's kind of like, what are they doing? You should never be getting a certificate without formal education. Manal says, people who want to get an informal education can start with social media, especially nowadays. Technology dominates life. Communication with others can help new skills. I figured out how to use Photoshop just by chatting with one of my friends. Smooth examples, everyone. Okay, smooth examples are super useful, and you can make them personal. Sometimes people are like, oh, in part 3 you can't use personal examples. Not true. You can use smooth personal examples in part 3. So you could say something like, I figured out how to use Photoshop for graphics from informal learning online through YouTube and by chatting with one of my friends. Okay, so you can say that and you'll get band scores for sure. Okay, there's no rule. Okay, Kasia, you can absolutely follow us on all of our live classes. Yeah, definitely. Ryan says the most common establishment that provide training to learners are public and private schools, post-secondary institutions such as universities. Ryan, I think that is for the previous question, but that is a good answer for formal education. Okay, so I think we're starting to get the idea for what you need to say for your answer, how you need to say it, okay? Let's do a little bit of practice together. So this is speaking part 3, and we can practice this now together by going to our website. So again, remember everybody that this is speaking. And our latest video that we just released on YouTube, it's a full speaking interview. It's really good, really useful. You can use this code ULTIMATE9 on our websites to get that 25% discount. Okay, to volunteer for speaking, go to our website, aehelp.com. Click on My Student Account. Click on Student Partner Speaking. Make sure that your microphone is working for the website in your browser. Keep the window open, so don't close it. Okay, then you'll see me. I'm going to be labeled master, and you'll see a blue envelope, and then you can send me a message. You can say, I want to volunteer, and then we can connect, and I can speak with you. Okay, let me show you how to do this. So, okay, go to aehelp.com. The homepage will look like this. Okay. And then you can join the Premium IELTS package by clicking on that big red button. Okay, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access, so it's worth it. It's great. We're an official IELTS test registration center. We help hundreds of students every day, thousands of students every month. Then click on your My Student account if you're not already logged in. And then in your My Student account, you want to click on this Student Partner Speaking button, and up pops this window that you have to accept to start speaking. So you need to, approve that you are legal age, you are responsible, you will speak politely. And then you come to this page here, and we can already see lots of people in here, which is superb. We have Ken, we have Chen, we have Raj, Amina, Maria, Anton, Sanju, Amira, Bharat, Javakir, Aziza, Celine, Divya, Tatiana, and lots more. Fantastic. Lots and lots of volunteering going on in this class. So let's have some volunteers. Chen, I think you're one of our newer students, so be brave, volunteer, send me a message. So this is where you want to click on that blue envelope. You'll see me as master. I appear a little bit differently for myself, just like you do. And then click on the blue envelope and say, hey, I want to volunteer. Let's see, Javakir is often in our classes here, so I'll reach out to him. Okay, Javakir, are you ready? and then we can practice a speaking part 3 question together, and we can talk about it. We can talk about what you do well and where you need to improve. Okay? All right, Javakir.
Hello.
Hi, Javakir.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Not bad.
Pretty good, not bad. All right. Any special plans for the weekend?
Yeah, I want to go to the park with my family to have some fun.
To the park with your family to have fun. Which park?
So it's in the center of the Tashkent. I live in Uzbekistan.
Central Tashkent, Uzbekistan. I'm asking you because you never know. After class, maybe I'll go on Google Earth and I'll spy on you from space.
Yeah, you can find the name of the park,
Anhor Park. You know what? I'm going to check it out. I'm curious. I'm writing it down right now. Anhor Park in Tashkent. I will Google Earth it after the class, and then I'll know what you're doing on the weekend. How does that sound? That's fun. We'll be that much closer, Javakir. All right, Javakir. So part 3, let's do this. Let's get focused. I will ask you a question. Give me a nice full sentence answer, explanation, example. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we are still talking about educational establishments.
Mm-hmm.
Have post-secondary places such as universities improved in the last few decades?
Well, actually, they are improved a lot. I mean, from the infrastructure of the universities related to technology, is really enhanced and achieved more high level. And this improvement gave us an opportunity to use different kind of technologies in different spheres, especially in the spheres like architecture. We have 3D machines that can do the layouts of the different kind of buildings.
Okay. All right, let me give you some feedback on that. Okay, so that would be like a band 6.5 to 7, Javakir. I think maybe 5 examiners will give you a 6.5. 5 examiners might give you a 7, maybe less. Maybe 3 would give you a 7. 7 of them would give you 6.5. It's a little bit closer to 6.5, I think. You're doing some things right. You're doing some things wrong. Okay, so you are answering fluently. You're using some good vocabulary, and you're fluent. Your pronunciation is clear. So on those features, you're easily a 7, 7.5. Okay, where you're losing marks, your coherence, definitely.
Right.
And you're also losing it for grammatical range and accuracy here as well. Okay, so you need to improve that. The question, what's the grammar of this question? Have post-secondary places such as universities improved in the last few decades? What is the grammar here?
So, comparison like with the past simple and present simple.
Not simple. You're right that it's the comparison with the past. So we're comparing universities now to compare to universities years ago. Yeah, definitely. Especially decades, right? So 20, 30 years ago. Look at that very first word in the sentence. That should always kind of give you that hint of what's going on. And I can see a couple people in the chat helping you out as well.
Oh, yes, they have. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's unfortunately, as anytime a candidate misses that one, even if they have great English, if they miss that present perfect, it's almost immediate that they're losing a bit of score, like a half a band. So yeah, so you need to answer with that present perfect, and because you didn't do that, your very first sentence was grammatically awkward and incorrect. You said, well, actually, they are improved a lot. I can understand it, but it's not correct English, right?
Yes.
So the
Yes.
R should have been a have. So, well, actually, they have improved a lot, okay, from the infrastructure of the university. So what you want to do, Javakir, is when you're practicing at home and you're practicing with partners or in a classroom, record the communication. So take out your mobile phone, open up the record application on your phone, record it. When you're done the session, and you don't need to do a full session, just do like 4 or 5 questions. When you're done 4 or 5 questions, stop, replay the recording, transcribe it. So write it down. And if you don't have much time, use technology to transcribe. So Google and some software can easily now turn speech to text. So you can, you know how you have speech to text software on Google search and so on. Yeah, so you can easily transcribe it. And as soon as you transcribe your response, you're looking for coherence and grammatical mistakes. Yeah. And if you're having trouble finding it, 2 ways. One, ask a teacher, right? If they're available. If not, use a piece of software like Grammarly or Microsoft Word, and it will point out a lot of the grammatical mistakes. Okay. And then
I usually use Grammarly.
Yeah, Grammarly's great for it. Yeah. And then you'll see, oh, okay, that's where my mistakes are. And then so what you want to do as soon as you fix those is you want to redo that speaking part with the correct grammar and coherence, and then your brain will surely kind of steadily make that switch. Okay, does that make sense? So let me do that for you now. So let me restructure your response a little bit. So let's say, well, actually, they have improved a lot, especially in the sense of infrastructure and technology. In the past 30 years, the use of the internet and modern visual learning aids, such as touchscreen projectors, have made learning much more effective in universities. At the State University of Tashkent, every classroom now has a state-of-the-art Epson projector that simply wasn't around before the millennium. Okay, so just kind of going off of what you were saying, I didn't use the 3D printer concept, but you could have done the same. Notice also, Javakir, that I'm doubling up on my present perfect. So I use the present perfect at the beginning, and then one more time I put the present perfect into my answer, just to really like punch that grammar home to the examiner, being like, yes, I can use present perfect, right? So here, I'm going to read the question, the answer, and then copy it after me. So, have post-secondary places such as universities improved in the last few decades? Well, actually, they have improved a lot, especially in the sense of infrastructure and technology. In the past 30 years, the use of the internet and modern visual learning aids, such as touchscreen projectors, have made learning much more effective in universities. At the State University of Tashkent, every classroom now has a state-of-the-art Epson projector that simply wasn't around before the millennium, the new millennium, I should say. So one more time, have post-secondary places such as universities improved in the last few decades?
Well, actually, they have improved a lot, especially in the sense of infrastructure of the technology. In the past 30 decades, the use of the internet and modern visual learning aids such as touchscreen projectors have made learning much more effective in universities. At the State University of Tashkent, every classroom now has a state-of-the-art Epson project that simply wasn't around before the new millennium.
Okay. Yeah, Epson projector, not project. All right. Okay, Javakir. So that's the idea. All right. So always actively thinking about what am I saying? How am I saying it? What am I saying? How am I saying it? Okay. Keep doing that. And I promise you, sometimes it can be frustrating. Sometimes it might feel like you're not really improving or as quickly as you wish. But remember, the human brain doesn't learn in a linear fashion. So even though it might seem frustrating and slow at times, at other times you will notice that you're making leaps and bounds and your English is improving very rapidly. So never give up, always push forward, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay,
Thank you very
Jabakir,
much.
you're super welcome. Keep it up, and I hope you have a great time with your family at Anhor Park, is it?
Yeah, right.
All right. Okay. Goodbye, Jabakir.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. So that was Jabakir. That was really awesome. Give Jabakir a thumbs up. I mean, that was, he's really brave, and I'm always picking at student responses. So, give each other a thumbs up and let each other know that you're there to support them. Use English in the chat. Okay. All right. Really important. Okay. Selena, Ken, thank you for the thumbs up. Maria, very nice. Okay. All right, students. So more volunteers, please. Let's see some pings. Let's have a chat. All right. Chen, I was looking for you. I was hoping you'd volunteer. Okay, Chen, are you ready? And hang in there, students. We've got tons of time in this class, so many of you are going to have a chance today to do speaking and learn a little bit about what you're doing well. Okay, I see that you're chatting, Chen, so I'm guessing you're ready. As soon as you give me the go-ahead, I will call you. Superb. Celine, I'm looking at you as well. I'm glad to see that you're volunteering. Okay. Celine, I'm looking at you as well. I'm glad to see that you're volunteering. Okay. Hi, Chen.
Hello.
Please mute YouTube so we're not getting feedback through. I'm looking at you as well. I'm glad to see that you're volunteering. The speaker.
How about now?
Yeah, it should be good. If you got YouTube muted, we're all good to go. All right, Chen, welcome aboard. So Chen, you're using our website, are you?
Yeah, just a starter.
That's fantastic. Yeah, there's a couple of study plans in there. Just every day, look at the materials, the practice exams, the videos. And as you have questions come up, send us an email. So if you sent an email, you'll definitely get a reply, okay?
Thanks.
All right, so welcome on board. Okay, Chen, question, where are you?
I'm in China.
Whereabouts?
And I'm from China.
Whereabouts in China?
Shanghai.
Shanghai, okay. Yeah, because when you say China, it's like saying I'm in Europe, right? China's huge. Right? So it's like me saying I'm in North America. Ooh, where? All right, so be specific, right? My first tip always, Chen, for speaking to really get the maximum score is be specific with your responses. So you can even be more specific. Like you can say, I live about 5 kilometers from the ocean in Shanghai, of course, in China, right? And then I can really kind of position you. And why are you taking the IELTS?
No specific reason, I would say. Currently, I'm working in a multinational company in China, and I don't have the purpose to go abroad, something like that. So just, I was in Melbourne, Australia 10 years ago. So just to trying to get my language ability freshed up a bit, get polished. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So tip number 2, always answer the question. So don't really say why you're not taking, or what are the reasons that you're not really, but why you are. So that was good. Okay, you gave me a really nice detailed answer. That was much better. And it's a good idea. So not only does IELTS help you to polish up your English, as you're saying, but it does give you a certification that's recognized more than any other exam for English in the world. And IELTS doesn't just prove your English, Chen. IELTS also proves your communication. So in my company, when I'm hiring people or dealing with people, if I know that they have a band 8 or a band 9 on the IELTS, it doesn't just tell me that their English is quite good, but it also tells me that their communication skills are good, especially band 8.5 or 9, because those high band scores, they don't just need good English, but they actually need good communication skills as well. Okay, so it's smart of you to do that. Okay, Chen, so I will ask you a part 3 question dealing with learning establishments. Give me a nice full sentence answer. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. What are the benefits of learning in foreign schools?
Well, I think first of all should be your language proficiency. It can be drastically improved because you're in a totally foreign environment and you are fully immersed into that language environment. And also, secondly, I would think definitely academically you will develop a sort of different exotic critical thinking method, because you can just acquire this knowledge from your daily courses and also through the communication via other classmates, and perhaps your through the communication with the professors, you can gain a lot of you can just build up this sort of mechanism of critical thinking.
Okay. Good, Chen. Good. Well, I'll stop you there. So the examiner would interrupt you at that point if you keep talking. They might actually interrupt you a little bit earlier. All right. So that would be about a band 7 for your response. So closer to a 7 for sure. But I think you can do better. So I think with your English, you can actually get much closer to an 8 without really learning new vocabulary or new grammar, just using your current grammar, using your current vocabulary, and changing the style of your answer. I think you can get closer to an 8. I think that you were fluent, you have some good ideas, your answer is fairly coherent, but I have one big problem with it, and students who regularly watch these classes and have studied a lot of our materials will probably figure this out very quickly, what is causing your communication and hence your band score to be somewhat lower. Do you know what it is? Do you know what you can change very quickly and easily to improve your score? Can you guess?
Structure.
The structure, in some sense, yes. However, let me ask you this way then: how can you easily improve the structure of your response?
Perhaps I have to develop my own template. So every time when
No, definitely don't do that, especially with your level of English. Be original, so don't use templates. Just use strategy instead of templates. So answer, explain, example. Don't worry about templates. No, there's just one. There's actually, I can even, maybe somebody in, if you look at the chat, there's a couple people in there that are kind of giving you that tip. So if you take a peek at the chat, you'll be like, oh, okay. There's about 4 or 5 different people that are saying what you should change. And then your response will be much better. Do you see it in the chat?
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so it's you, right? It's that really annoying little word that comes into our language, which decreases the quality of our response. In your response, you repeated this word numerous times. You really started to talk to me as Adrian is going to learn in a foreign school. So you said, first of all, it should be your language proficiency because you are in a foreign environment and you are immersed in that language environment. And suddenly, if you're talking to me, I'm the examiner, it sounds like you're talking about me. I'm like, oh, I'm suddenly in Shanghai learning Mandarin, Cantonese, and that's what's happening to me. Okay, I guess, Chen, fair enough. And it's natural. We do this in every language. So whether we're speaking Mandarin or whether we're speaking English, we often, in our everyday language, we say you this, you that, even when we're not really talking about that person. It's a psychological part of our social connection to hold the interest of the other person. So if we say you and you and you, then we feel like that person's going to be like, oh, me, it's about me. So I'm going to pay really close attention to what you're saying. Everyday communication, that's okay. And that's what happens and it's useful. But in professional communication, like in business, in school, for presentations, for an IELTS interview or a job interview, it's definitely the word that you want to avoid. So you don't want to say you. Instead, you want to choose other nouns. So let me show you. So first of all, learners' language proficiency. Language proficiency can be improved faster because they are. Okay, so notice that suddenly the language will become a lot clearer and we will start to use more specific vocabulary, and this will also lead us into a more structured response. So first of all, learners' language proficiency can be improved faster because they are in a foreign environment and immersed in that language with citizens of that culture. Okay, they can, so students, instead of you will, can develop more critical thinking or more critical thinking methods as they are challenged to navigate an unfamiliar culture. Okay. Tourists and foreign learners can acquire these through their daily interactions with locals. Have you ever been to another country, Chen?
Yes, I have done my bachelor degree in Melbourne, Australia.
In Melbourne. Okay, beautiful. Use it, right? So I had, and always think about the original. So if you're going to use a pronoun that's different from individuals, people, use a smooth pronoun that's you. So we know that you know about yourself. You don't know about me, but you know about yourself. So I had these advantages learning English during my, sorry, what did you learn in Melbourne?
Accounting.
Accounting. Okay. So I had these advantages learning accounting during my studies in Melbourne. Notice how by eliminating the yous, it suddenly transformed the response into a much clearer, more accurate, more structured response.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. So let me repeat the question, say the answer one more time, and then repeat after me. And by the way, everybody watching, this isn't just for Chen, so of course this advice is for everyone, and please also repeat. So even though we can't hear you, when Chen is repeating, please do the repetition. So Chen, here we go. Question, response, repeat. What are the benefits of learning in foreign schools? First of all, learners' language proficiency can be improved faster because they are in a foreign environment and immersed in that language with citizens of that culture. Students can develop more critical thinking methods as they are challenged to navigate that unfamiliar culture. Tourists, foreign learners can acquire these skills through their daily interactions with the locals. I had these advantages learning accounting during my studies in Melbourne. So what are the benefits of learning in foreign schools?
First of all, learners' language proficiency can be improved faster because they are in a foreign language, a foreign environment, and immersed in that language with citizens of that culture. Students can develop more critical thinking methods as they are challenged to navigate an unfamiliar culture. Tourists and foreign learners can acquire these through their daily interactions with locals. I had these advantages learning accounting during my studies in Melbourne.
Very nice. And notice, Chen, that you had so many yous and yours in there that I even forgot one in there, right? So one of them missed my eye. And notice how awkward it was when we suddenly saw that your. It's like, your what? So it was like a black dot on a white wall, right? It was like, what? So that's the big tip there, Chen, is avoid that you and your when you're practicing your communication. And I promise you, you're going to see very quick improvement in the quality of your English interaction. Okay?
Very informative. Thanks.
You're very welcome, Chen. Sorry, one more time, Chen. I couldn't hear that.
I got a bit nervous when I first speak out.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that, because that's especially when we start to use the pronoun you or your. So when people are nervous, they're much more likely to say you or your. And the reason for that is they're deflecting. So they're deflecting the attention from themselves to the other person. So that's when you especially want to pay attention to avoiding you or your when you're feeling nervous, okay?
Thanks, sir.
All right, Chen. Keep it up. Next time, I guarantee you'll be even more confident and you'll do even better. Have an awesome rest of your day in Shanghai.
Thanks. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Chen, and new student, first-time volunteer. Fantastic. Really good. Celine, I said I'd be looking for you, and there you are. So are you ready? So know you, know your, okay? Students, I know so many different strategies and tips to pay attention to, but good communication is lifelong learning, whether it's in your own language or a foreign language like English. And hey, humans are social creatures, so it's worth investing time into great communication and good communication skills in our courses, our lessons. We teach both. So we teach English and we teach communication skills, because that's what you need for high band scores on the IELTS exam. Okay. All right. Celine, if you are still with us, if you haven't left yet, let me know. It would be great. I can see that you've got your little anxious emojis going on there, which is totally fine. Okay. If you're not there, Celine, that's okay. When you watch this lesson, maybe at a later time, you'll be like, snap. He was reaching out to me. Okay. Tatiana, I see you there as well. I want to give some fresh voices a chance too, but I'll keep you in mind. Worry not. Okay, Celine, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yosra, I can see you're volunteering as well. So Yosra, if you're ready. Okay. Are you ready, Yosra? It's kind of going through my list, looking for people who we haven't heard from either in a while or who are new. Oh, I just see Celine is back there. Ooh, Celine. I want to give Yosra a chance now, so I'll give Yosra a couple of seconds to respond. And if she doesn't, Celine, I'll circle back to you because I see some fresh messages from you. So I'm guessing that you suddenly saw that something's going on. I have a feeling maybe you were multitasking. Yeah, it's usually what we do these days. We're cooking or looking at the TV or doing simultaneous activities. And then, what? Something happened? Or maybe Yosra's doing the same thing. Yosra's multitasking. Try not to multitask too much during these live classes, students. All right, Celine, I'm going to circle back to you. Yes, sorry. Okay, are you there? Yosra, same thing. If you're still there, I'll circle back to you afterwards. So, Celine, if you're still there, okay, cool. So I'm calling you now, Celine. Hopefully you pick up. If you're using your internet for a lot of other activities, you might have to put those on hold. Need your bandwidth. Okay, sorry, you tried answering. Okay, Celine, let me try calling you one more time. Maybe it's not just not meant to be for today, but let me try one more time. Maybe we can make a connection here. Don't worry, everyone. We will find a person, a volunteer. Okay, Celine. Test out the system, check out what's going on, and then we'll... yeah, so Yosra, yes, or yes I am. Okay, focus, students, focus, keyword of the day, focus, stay focused. Okay, Yosra, I'm going to give you a call as well here. Okay, here we go. Yosra.
Hi, how are you?
Good, I can hear you. All right, Yosra. So how's your day going?
It's going good so far.
Were you multitasking during the class?
Yeah, I left the room and just when I came back, I found the message.
Yeah, I have a feeling students are doing that at times where they're like, I'm doing this and that as well. Multitasking has become one of the most common trends of people these days. We're so busy with so many different activities and we're trying to do so much. But then we have this expression, we're jack of all trades and master of none. Have you heard this expression in English?
Actually,
Okay,
no.
I'll write it down. Maybe some other students. And unfortunately, I think this is what happens to us these days because we're overstretched. We have too much going on in life. So we have this expression in English. We say jack of all trades, but master of none, which means that we know a lot of different skills, but we're not really good at any of them. So we have a lot of skills, but lack a truly high level of ability. And that's what happens. It happens to me too. I'm kind of like that. I can do a lot of things, but a lot of them I don't do really well. So truly, but lack a truly high level of ability. So jack of all trades, but master of none. Anyway, I'm just kind of using that situation, but you're here now, Yosra, which is great. Where are you, Yosra, in the world?
I'm from Tunisia.
From Tunisia, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And how is Saturday in Tunisia?
It's nice. Not bad.
Not bad. Weather's good. Tunisia is a pretty
Yeah,
warm
it
place,
is.
right? So that's good.
Yeah, it is. It's warm in this time.
All right. And if I remember correctly, you're doing the IELTS for your PhD?
No, I'm doing it for immigration for Canada.
Awesome. Almost as good as a PhD. Almost as good. No, it's good. It's good. I'm kidding with you. Okay. All right, Yosra. So let me ask you a question. Give me a nice full sentence answer, and then we'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Can there be any negatives to learning in foreign schools?
I really can't think of any drawbacks that can come from learning in a foreign school, but if I had to mention one, maybe if someone is learning in a totally different culture than the one that he's living in, that may make him feel a little bit left out in a sense, since in schools in the school that he's learning in, he may be learning in a totally different language and huge different subjects. Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
got stuck.
I thought that was pretty good. It's
Really?
weird, yeah, because it's weird. Like sometimes students think they're not doing that good of a job, but I think you did fine. I said, can there be any negatives? And I think that your response would be an easy band 7, maybe even a 7.5. I think 5 examiners would grade you a 7.5. 5 of them would give you a 7, but you're definitely over a 7. So you're solid 7 and over. And this is where probably some of our viewers are going like, what, really? And yeah, really. I'll explain why. Okay, so you answered the question. It was clear, it was coherent, it was fluent, it was natural. And the end of it was a bit awkward, but the beginning was fantastic. The first half of your answer was a band 8. So you started with, I really can't think of any drawbacks. Natural, good use of the contraction can't, good use of a paraphrase, drawbacks, good use of the question from learning in a foreign school. And I could tell that you're using this phrase to stretch the time of your answer so that you can kind of think of maybe some potential drawbacks that come to mind.
That's what I did.
That's exactly what you did, and I got that as the other person in the nexus and the communication. I figured that out, and then you said, "But if I had to mention one," and again, nice use of a compound sentence here with "but if I had to mention one." Maybe if someone is learning in a totally different culture, they may feel a bit left out. Left out is a synonym meaning isolated. Isolated. There's actually a better word, but it's not coming to mind for me. Isolated, or like socially. There's an expression there like socially distanced or socially excluded. That's the better word. Excluded. So left out is a phrasal verb that means excluded. So they may feel a bit excluded. And that's a really good use of a phrasal verb. Phrasal verb is an idiomatic language. Okay. Then your explanation was a bit awkward, and that's why you got the 7.75 instead of an 8.5. So let me focus on your explanation a little bit, and I think perhaps you can do even a bit better. Why might a person feel excluded when they are in a foreign culture? So what can happen to people when they travel to another country for learning that leads to this feeling of being excluded?
Maybe because they interacting with people that they have a different background and culture compared to theirs.
Yeah, keep it simple. So they're unable to associate with the local culture and feel homesick, which leads to poor performance in their studies. And then if we follow with Chen's example, because it's really good to connect, so I'm just going to use Chen's example here. So during my studies in Melbourne, one of my peers was failing because of this and decided to go home. Okay, so connecting like that. So just a bit more accuracy in the explanation. Keep it simple, right? So the one word that may have come to mind here, if you're really visualizing being in another culture, right? Have you had the chance to travel to another country for like a longer period, like a couple months or more?
No, I didn't have.
Okay, so that's why it was probably a bit more difficult to think about this. But maybe if we were talking to Chen still, he would say like, yeah, after about 2-3 months in Melbourne, I was feeling a little bit homesick. I missed my family, friends, and my local surroundings, and that created some difficulty, right? So, so it's tough. You have to kind of empathize. So think about, okay, what would be difficult for me if I were in Canada and I don't see my family, and so anyway, focus on the example. Okay, keep it simple, keep your thoughts simple. Okay, so let me repeat the question, the answer, and then copy me. Okay, so can there be any negatives when learning in a foreign culture? I really can't think of any drawbacks from learning in a foreign school, But if I had to mention one, maybe if someone is learning in a totally different culture, they may feel a bit left out. They are unable to associate with the local customs and feel homesick, which leads to poor performance in their studies. During my studies in Melbourne, one of my peers was failing because of this and decided to go back to their country. Okay, so can there be any negatives to learning in a foreign school?
I really can't think of any drawbacks from learning in a foreign school, but if I had to mention one, maybe if someone is learning in a totally different culture, they may feel a bit left out. They're unable to associate with the local customs and feel homesick, would lead to poor performances in their studies. During my studies in Melbourne, one of my peers was failing because of this and decided to go back to their country.
Okay, nice. Now, when you're reading, make sure to intonate. So up and down with your voice a little bit more. Okay, a little bit more.
Okay.
Overall, that was quite good though, and a really good strategy to buy time at the beginning. So saying, I really can't think of any drawbacks from learning in a foreign school, using the question, stretching it out to give yourself time to think. That was awesome. So thank you for showing everybody a very effective strategy on how to allow time to think of a good answer. Okay, so that was really
Thank
good,
you.
Yusra. All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, keep up the good studies, and I wish you the best in your plans to come to Canada. I think Canada will be lucky to have you as one of our
Thank you.
citizens here. Have a nice day, Yusra. Bye for
Have
now.
a nice day. Bye.
Okay, so that was Yusra from Tunisia. Okay, let's see if we have anybody else volunteering. Okay, shall we try Celine again? Has Celine figured out how it works? Okay, Celine, if you're there, hopefully you haven't left to multitask again. Okay, let's try. And Tatiana and Maria, I see you there. We've got time, so hang in there. Okay, are you ready? Okay, we'll try Celine one more time, and hopefully Celine is... I'm making that emoji face now. I'm like... hopefully Celine is there still and we'll be able to reach out. Okay, let's give it a shot. Yeah, Tatiana, culture shock. Yeah, it's a very good phrase for that situation of being homesick. Culture shock, absolutely. All right. Celine, it's just not in the cards for today, I think. All right. There's another expression for everyone. It's not in the cards. Like a deck of cards, and you're just not pulling that ace that you need. It's an expression in English which means that it's not meant to be for today. It's not in the cards for today, but don't give up. Next week will bring new opportunity. And I will keep you in mind, Celine, okay? So try out the system until then. All right. Maria, you have been very patient, and we'll give you a shot. And then Tatiana. Okay, so yes, Maria. Are you ready? Okay. When you're learning new expressions, vocabulary, phrases, idioms, write them down, students. Use them ASAP, okay? So that it sticks in your mind. All right. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Any plans for this Saturday there in Romania?
Well, in the morning, I was on my French online learning classes.
French.
Yes.
Parlez-vous français?
Bien sûr.
Very nice. Yeah. Me, un petit peu. Just a little bit for me, which is sad because, Canada's bilingual. Her official languages are English and French. But my daughter is in French immersion, so she should be fluent very, very soon. Okay, that's great. Yeah, French and English together are awesome because English is a combination of German and French mostly. So learning German and French with English, they all kind of help each other. So that's good, Maria. Okay, Maria, let's hop over to the syllabus, and I will ask you a part 3 question. We're switching gears a little bit here. Usually the IELTS examiners have 2 different kind of groups of questions that relate to part 2. So if you're doing a really good job and you're answering the questions, they may say something like, let's talk about the learning environment. Okay. And then give you kind of a also related but somewhat different question. Here we go. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Which qualities are usually necessary for an effective learning environment?
The qualities that are extremely necessary for an efficient learning environment would be, first of all, having qualified professionals. The second one would be to have up-to-date information in the learning curricula. And third of all, it would be having a modern infrastructure, which consists of modern equipment like laptops for teachers to teach students, video projectors also, and last but not least, as there are qualified professionals, it is extremely essential to provide feedback to your students.
What happened? Okay, so I would interrupt you there. In fact, I would have interrupted you. So as the examiner, you took a stop after video projectors also. That's where I would have interrupted you. So when you paused for that 3-4 seconds, and then you realize you're like, oh, he still wants me to talk more. What does he want me to say, right? What is it? Okay. Last but not least, right? So I would have actually interrupted you there, but I purposefully did not interrupt you, Maria, because you're doing a great job, and there was just one piece missing that would have given you that nearly perfect 9. And I was hoping you'd realize what that piece is, but it didn't come. Alas, it did not come. You kind of just repeated yourself a little bit when I gave you that extra bit of time at the end. Now that won't happen in your real exam. You won't get that bit of time, but I wanted you to have that chance. What do you think was missing? What was I hoping that you would put in there after the video projectors bit? Let's see if anybody in the chat comes up with this. Simran thinks it's the explanation. Yeah, I think the explanation could have been a bit better, for sure.
I missed to provide an example.
Yeah, so a bit more clarity in the explanation and definitely some example. Examples are good because examples often can provide an explanation as well. So that's why examples are so powerful, because an example clarifies, it almost substitutes the explanation at times also. Okay, so you had really good answers. You used the question very cleverly. I could tell that you used the question so that it gives you an ability to understand the question more and to come up with the idea, and you did that brilliantly. So that was a band 8.5, even going towards a 9. So you said the qualities that are extremely necessary for an efficient learning environment are having qualified professionals and up-to-date information, and then you said modern technology such as video projectors. That was brilliant. Okay, that was a great answer. It's top-notch. It's what the examiner wants to hear. Okay, so qualified professionals, up-to-date information, and modern equipment.
Equipment
Such,
or infrastructure?
sure. It's not a big difference there, either or. Equipment such as video projectors. Okay, and then so in the chat, when we're group learning, of course, people realize the elements that are missing. Why, right? So all of these enable learners to acquire knowledge quickly and be able to adapt it in their profession or professions. Okay, and then an example. Can you give me an example of an effective learning environment?
An effective learning environment was when studying at my master in project management at the engineering faculty. They had all the necessary elements that I've mentioned before.
Okay, now just be more concise. So which university did you go to, Maria?
That was engineering faculty.
Which university? What's the name of the university?
It's a Romanian one, Lucian Blaga.
Lucian Blaga University in Romania. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the engineering faculty at Lucian Blaga University in Romania has all of these elements that empowered me to complete my master's degree. Okay. So concise, and that works. Okay, let me repeat the question and then the answer, including the explanation, the example, and then copy after me, and you'll feel that, oh, okay, now it's complete. Okay, so here we go. Which qualities are usually necessary for an effective learning environment? The qualities that are extremely vital for an efficient learning environment are having qualified professionals and up-to-date information and modern equipment such as video projectors. All of these enable learners to acquire knowledge quickly and to be able to adapt it to their professions. The engineering faculty at Lucian Blaga University in Romania has these, and it let me complete my master's degree effectively. Okay. Which qualities are usually necessary for an effective learning environment? Maria, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, the qualities that are extremely necessary for an efficient learning environment are having qualified professionals and up-to-date information and modern equipment such as video projectors. All of these enable learners to acquire knowledge quickly and be able to adapt it in their professions. The engineering faculty at the Lucian Blaga University in Romania has all of these elements that empowered me to complete my master's degree.
Okay, good. Nice. Now you're really focusing on what I had there, but remember, just focus on content, right? Content, and you can finish it even without looking at the sentences on the screen, okay?
Okay.
All right, Maria, that's good. So remember, good answers, great start. Don't forget, because, since, as a result. One really good tip or one really good trick, Maria, to keep the explanation and the example in mind is to automatically add the word because or since when you finish the answer. So, or therefore. There are lots of different subordinating conjunctions of cause and effect. They're the subordinate conjunctions of cause and effect, like therefore, as a result, since, because, all of these. All of these cause and effect conjunctions force the speaker into answering the why question, or said another way, the explanation. So if you do that, you kind of force yourself. So you can say, you know, after you finish with such as video projectors, you can immediately add because, right, the word. And you can even stretch it. If you're not sure yet what the explanation is, you can kind of stretch the word because. Native speakers do this as well. Like they'll be like, because all of these elements help to understand information faster and give real life examples so people can use it in their professions or in their home life, right? So stretch the because and then force the explanation, okay? Makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so practice that, and then when you come back and volunteer next time, I want to hear that forcing the because and since, okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Then have a great rest of your day, Saturday and weekend, Maria, and we'll talk to you next class, okay?
Of course.
Okay, bye, Maria.
Bye-bye.
All right. So really hearing voices from around the world. We've had Tunisia, we've had China, we've had Romania. Let's have Tatiana from Russia. Tatiana says, me ready. I am ready. Yes, me ready. Who speaks like that? There's a character that speaks like that. Me ready. I think Cookie Monster from Sesame Street. Me ready. Okay, so are you still there, Tatiana? See, these 90-minute classes, we've got lots of chances for volunteering and lots of really good feedback. So if you're taking notes during these classes and you're writing down what I have been telling our volunteers on how to improve their communication and the quality of their responses, and you're practicing that, you are getting better band scores, ladies and gentlemen. You are getting better band scores.
Good morning, Adrian.
Hi, Tatiana. Thank you. Good evening-ish for you, I suppose.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's right. Good evening for me.
Yeah. All right. So, Tatiana, I'm just looking at the chat here. Chen's asking if this class is recorded. So I want to answer that. Yes, everybody watching, this is recorded. This session is recorded. So if you're missing some of the tips or vocabulary, you can go back. So, yeah. Okay, Tatiana. Weekend, any plans?
Oh, I usually work on Sundays because it's the most popular day for people to study English. So tomorrow I'm working from 9 till 9.
You
or even 10.
and me both. That's the expression there. You and me both.
People with English.
Hence, I'm doing live streaming from 5:30 a.m. on a Saturday. But good news, Tatiana. I don't know about you, but I kind of take Mondays and Tuesdays as my more casual days, even though sometimes I end up working. And I find the advantages of having Mondays and Tuesdays as free days is doing common activities like shopping or going to the park or going to the swimming pool. There's a lot less people, right? Because everybody's at school. So it's easier. It takes less time. I don't have to stand in line. So it's effective.
Yeah, I know.
It's effective.
I know what you're talking about.
It's effective. Okay, Tatiana, let me hop over to our questions here, and then let me ask you one more part 3 question, and we'll give you some feedback. Okay. Here we go, and I think this is a really good question for IELTS as well. Still talking about learning environment. What can students do to optimize their learning environment?
There's a lot that a person who is learning something can do to make their learning environment much better. First of all, the person can decide on the source of light and arrange the the place he or she is studying near the window and buy some good modern lamps. Also, a modern chair is vital because it supports the spine. And of course, devices such as laptops and headphones and probably tablet will be very, very helpful to enhance the place of studying and help a person to get better results. I usually bought a very good back supportive chair that lets me work for hours on a row without being tired. Sitting in front of my laptop, newly bought one.
Okay, I caught most of that. I gotta brush up on my typing skills. My fingers aren't moving as quickly as they should these days, but that's fine. I think I got the most important
I wish I could type
parts.
as fast as you.
Okay, there's a piece of software. It's called rapidtyping.com. If you want to check that out, it helps to learn English and typing at the same time. Rapid typing, and it's free. So rapid typing, and it's been around for a long time. It's a great piece of software. Rapid typing. I think it's been around since the 90s. Rapidtyping.com. Helps you learn English and typing, so it's a good tip for everyone. Okay, Tatiana, I'd like to hear better from you. So we know each other a bit now, so I can be a little bit more crude, if you will. Do you know this word in English? Crude. It means a little bit less gentle. So I'm gonna be a bit more crude. I think
I guess it is necessary to get better.
Maybe, but more direct. Let's say that. So
Okay.
I think you can do better. I've heard better from you, and you made the exact same mistake that Maria did, which is it's a problem, right? Explanations. I said to Maria, emphasize the because, the since, and you'll lead to better answers. I was really hoping that when you said that a person can think of their source of light, and then you even said a range that they study by the window, why? You have to treat your listener like an alien. So why would that make my learning environment better, to have a better source of light? I want to hear you say that. And then you said, they need a comfortable chair, and you kind of explained that in your example. You said it allows me to study for hours without getting a sore back. So you kind of gave an explanation at the very end there. That's why examples are so good, because even if you miss the explanation, the example can substitute a little bit. But you want to explain. So how about, instead of me giving you the answer this time or the explanation, try it one more time. Instead of giving me so many answers, just focus on two and give me a better explanation. I'll give you one vocabulary, just one piece. Ergonomic design. Ergonomic, okay? Let me ask you this one more time then. What can students do to optimize their learning environment?
There is a lot that a person who's studying can do to make their learning environment better. First of all, this person can think of the source of light and arrange their study place by the window, because it's common knowledge that the lighter the place is, the more energetic a person is. And setting the learning place at the window will help a person stay energetic for a long time and be more effective. Also, it will help not to overstrain the eyes vision. And also a modern chair is vital, because it will support a person's back, and it will add to productivity as well, and eliminate fatigue. And I recently do what I said. I replaced my desk closer to the window and arranged and bought a newly modern, state-of-the-art, supportive, ergonomic chair.
Okay, stop there.
And
Perfect. Stop there. Much better. Much better. So if you check this video at from 1 hour 26 minutes to 30 minutes and listen back to both answers, you will hear the clear difference of content, of the content of your answer, just that quality of content. Okay, so much better, much better. That there's an easy half band, if not more, if not a full band difference between those two. So first answer maybe a 7, second one much more likely an 8. And it's that added structure, that added vocabulary clarity from having that explanation following the example. And you used a lot better words, and you actually reflected the question more. You said makes their learning effective, they're more productive. And I caught those words very clearly: effective learning, productive learning. And those two words are close cousins to the words optimize that's in the question there, right? So much better. Okay.
I have to confess, I was not fully concentrated today. I was multitasking just for today's lesson.
That's what happens. We become a jack of all trades, but master of none, right? So that's what I said. All right.
I'm sorry.
That's all good.
I'll do better next time.
All right. So Tatiana, thank you for supporting the argument that I made with Maria as well about the importance of good explanations to the answers, to following the answers. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay. Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Tatiana.
See you.
All right, everyone. So lots of valuable tips and strategies through our brave volunteers. And that's why you should all volunteer and all support each other, because we're continuously learning and picking up new tips, and also being reassured of the information that we're learning. So very nice job, everyone. And I do hope that all of you check us out at aehelp.com for academic IELTS. We've got tons of content, computer-based exams, interactive course. All you need to do is go to aehelp.com, and then at aehelp.com, you just simply click on this big red button there. Join the premium package, one-time payment, lifetime access. We're world leaders when it comes to IELTS exam prep. General IELTS, same idea, gieltshelp.com. Click that big red button. You're good to go. Students, I will be back next week with more lessons. Lots more lessons coming next week. Okay. And make sure to join me. Pay attention to the schedule. We will be posting it on YouTube as well as on Instagram. It's right here. The schedule will be from live classes from the 14th to the 16th. No classes from the 10th to the 13th. Okay, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in this big, beautiful world. Knowledge is the key to success and to happiness. So you're in the right place. Just keep it up. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria for now. Bye, everyone.